Hello everyone, welcome back to Journal with Dolly, and I am Holly. So what I'm doing for you today is, it's a little bit like a journal with me, but it is all about starting a new journal and my process in getting it set up and ready for use. So I'm not moving into this one just yet. I've got about 25 pages left of my current journal. But basically what I like to do is when I get to that point, I basically start to think of the words. I basically start to plan what I'm doing in the next journal and set it up so that I'm ready to go when I want to move into it. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically showing you the type of journal. I'm a bit weird. I like to sort of break the spine a little bit, have a feel for the pages, even though I buy exactly the same journal every single time. This is the only notebook that I really use for my creative journaling. I use the Argenzio by Paper Chase notebook. It's the dotted version, which annoyingly means that I can't get it in any other colour other than black, which is alright. You know, I do quite like seeing all the different black spines under my desk, but I would like to buy another colour at some point. But you might be like, just buy another notebook. But honestly, this notebook, the paper is amazing quality, the dots are not too dark, they're perfectly aligned for me. Everything about it is just absolutely perfect, except it's black on the front cover, and I can deal with it being black on the front cover. So I get asked loads and loads of questions about the type of books that I use, and these are the ones. So what I'm doing here is it basically has 4 pages of index pages. Now what I usually do is I just washi tape over these and put in a couple of maybe some sort of article that I've found in a magazine or some cutouts or something, just to decorate the pages. But this time I thought, well, why don't I just stick one together? So I've only got one page of index pages. So that's what I decided to do. So what I did was, as you just saw, is I stuck the last 2 pages together to the dotted page, so now there's only 1 page of index pages. So I'm going to go back after this video and basically just washi tape those. So what I like to do in all of my journals, if you've watched any of my journal flip throughs before, is the first page has my address on it, the volume number, and it's always really nicely decorated. So what I'm doing for you today is basically the first page. So what I like to do is get a load of different scrapbook papers like I've got here, and I select a few which I think might look nice on the top. So I've got lots of cardstock, I've got some tissue paper. This is decoupage paper, so obviously it's meant for decoupaging those like cardboard figures and stuff. That's what they're meant for. And basically I open up the book and I just glue down some of the paper that I want to use. This bit is a little bit tricky, I will be honest. It goes wrong every time I do it, but every single time that I have done it, I've managed to resurrect it eventually. So you'll see me in a minute. I basically get it, I stick it down, and then I'm able to kind of fix it up a little bit afterwards. So what I do is I measure it up, I get my glue stick, I put absolutely tons of glue on the page, which you're going to see me do now. Can you see it's a little bit bumpy? I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with it being a little bit bumpy. You can just kind of flatten it out with your glue stick as you go. And then you're going to measure your paper up, putting the straightest side down next to the spine and then smoothing it out like this. And that little crease there, just make sure that's really nicely smoothed out. Then what you're going to do is you're going to roughly cut off the edges, any excess paper that might be on the sides. You're going to go around it and cut that off. Also, I should just mention, this is me journaling the most natural that you're going to see me journaling, apart from being in my craft room. So this is my setup in the front room. I do this when I want to spend time with Will, or if we're having a nice cozy Sunday or something. I will put all my craft stuff into the front room, and I've got one of them, like, you know, them desks where it's got like a fluffy thing attached, and then you've got basically your big desk on the top. It's basically very similar to one of those. What am I saying it's very similar to? It is like one of those. So what's just happened is, I don't know if you've heard that little intersection there. Is it the right word? I don't know. But basically what's happened is on my editing software, it basically just stopped recording, and I've just recorded this entire video, but at 5 minutes it decided, nah, I don't want to film no more of your voice. So basically, yeah, I'm having to record all of this again, which is very annoying because it was so good the first time. So I'm going to try again for you. But yeah, I'm going to try and remember what I said last time. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically pulling off all of the little bits which were not suitable, which I couldn't stick down properly, basically, on the journal. Now, you might be looking at this thinking, what a disaster, Holly, what are you doing? This is absolutely fine. Like, mistakes happen, okay? Now, I can't remember if I mentioned this at the beginning in the first 5 minutes or not. Like I say, I've just recorded 19 minutes of sound and none of it's recorded. So if I'm repeating myself, guys, I am honestly sorry, but frustration. But basically what you're seeing here is you're seeing me journal at my most natural state. Now, that sounds a little bit cringe, but basically what I'm doing is I'm watching telly. I've come in the front room, and yeah, like I was saying before, I've come in the front room and I'm just watching TV. So if there's any moments where I am not, I'm not doing anything on the page, it's because I'm sat watching TV. Okay, totally fine. But what I've done is I've sped this up 3 times for you, so you can watch it really, really quickly. Yay! So what I'm doing here is I'm basically pulling off all the excess, rounding the corners off, making sure that it looks nice, like that. And then this little washi that I'm using is basically one which is holographic, and it doesn't look holographic on this, which is a bit annoying, but I promise you it is. It just looks gold on this, but it is holographic. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that down, and then you see those little 2 annoying bits that look like teeth? I'm just going to scratch it, lick my finger and rub it, and basically they vanish. Ta-da! Gone. No one will ever know that you had an issue before. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the top. Stick it down, cut it off, sort any blemishes on the top, and you're done. Ta-da! Beautiful. So I'm going to check that the book opens and closes properly. It does, which is fantastic. Now, this is my postcard collection, so you're going to get like a little bit of a mini flip through of this, I guess. But what I always do at the beginning of all of my journals is I always put a postcard at the front. So I've been collecting postcards since year 12, which was a long time ago now. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 6, 7 years ago. So yeah, and I've traded a lot of these. I've used a lot of them, obviously. But what I'm doing here is I'm just going through, selecting ones which I think would look nice on that side page. You can probably tell a lot of my humour from some of these. So here are the chosen 5. I'm going to have a look through and decide which one looks the best. I sometimes can't believe that I finished school so long ago. It's very, very weird. I'm 24 at the weekend, it's my birthday, and it feels very, very strange, I have to admit, to be 24, because 24 is the age that my mum was when she had me. So it's a little bit weird, not gonna lie. It's a little bit strange, because me having children right now, oh my god, no thank you. I don't really want children at all, if I'm being completely honest. That freaks most women out when I say that, but it's not really my bag. If I did want children, I would probably like to adopt. Kind of into that. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, very, very weird to think that my mum was this age. I am not ready to look after my own child. So this book that I'm looking through right now is called Illustration, and it's got about loads of different sort of drawing and art techniques. And I bought it purely for the sake of all of the pictures in it. I mean, look at the pictures in this. They are so nice, and there's so many to cut out. So all I'm doing is I'm basically rummaging through and then selecting some images which I think might work in this front cover. So I'm just having a look through. I got this book, by the way, from The Works, and it was £1 because they were selling everything off. And I thought, well, £1, you can't go wrong for that. So that's why I got this. And I don't actually use either of these things in this front page, which is the irony. So you're going to see me cutting it all out and everything. But yeah, I don't actually use it. So how do I actually set my journals up? What do I do, religiously in every single one? What I do is I do my opening page, which you see me do right now. It's usually consisting of a postcard and some pretty scrapbook paper. Then the next page, like I say, has got my name on it, the volume number, my address, my phone number, and the dates that I started it and the dates that I ended it. The next page then is by the index pages, and I'll usually try and find, like I said before, a sort of magazine cutout or a pretty postcard or something to decorate those pages with. Now, if it's the beginning of the year, what I usually do is on the first couple of pages, I will try and do a sort of resolution page, some words for the year, some goals, all that kind of thing. I do a wrap up of the year, so what world events went on and what personal events went on, good and bad. Just because they're really, really interesting to look back on. I've been doing that since 2015, and it is really, really interesting to see, when you did stuff or when certain things happened and all that kind of thing. And you often think, wow, as if it was, that long ago and stuff. Pretty interesting. But if it's in the middle of the year, like this one will be, then I usually don't do anything on those first pages. I usually just go straight into the journal, into journaling. That's usually what happens. The last page I always kind of keep as a tester page, but one that I can pull out, because I always do like having a full journal right to the end. And the back 2 pages in there, I have lots and lots of stickers and washi samples and stuff like that. Now, in this box, you might see some things that you have sent me through Happy Mail. It's very, very likely. For instance, that little vinyl player, that is from Happy Mail, that one. A lovely girl from Germany called Nicole sent me that. So what I'm doing is I have this big box of ephemera, and this has got like big pieces in, and then I've also got a littler box which has got smaller pieces in. Pretty self-explanatory. Oh, there was John Lennon. Hi, John Lennon. So what I like to do is just decorate this page. I'm going to put a few things down, see what looks good, see what I like. So I loved this one, but I didn't like how big it was. So I'm going to trim it down a little bit. And I'm just going to put it there. Plonk him on there like that. Beautiful! Make sure that you get all of it nicely done. Then I'm going to add some washi. Honestly, I cannot remember for the life of me where I got this washi from. I'm sure everyone's the same in terms of that. They get so much washi that they just don't know where anything's from anymore. Like, honestly, unless there's a certain design or the quality is, I can tell, oh yeah, that's from Paper Chase because of the material it's made out of, or that's from the pound shop. Usually, got no idea where they're all from. So this is my box of sticker books. I've also got a box and stuff for my sticker sheets, which you can see in my craft room tour. But these sticker books are my favourite. I've nearly used them all now. Pretty sad. And also, I do have to apologise, honestly, because I've influenced so many people to buy these bloody books. Like everyone that I see is like, oh, Journal with Dolly told me to buy these amazing notebooks, these amazing sticker books, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't mean to be such a nightmare here in influencing you. If you do want to buy one though, they're from Hobbycraft in the UK. They're £10 each, and I think that's a very, very good deal. Now, I don't know if you just heard the little cut off bit there, but my phone has done it again in terms of saying that I need to record it again because it's just not recording. It's driving me absolutely nuts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you here, and you can watch the rest of my video with the music that I'm going to add over the top. Because honestly, it's just driving me insane. I don't know why it's doing it, and yeah, I'm like, it's just annoying me too much. This is the 4th recording that I've done now, and it's just driving me absolutely nuts. So I'm not bailing, I'm not, screwing you over. I literally just cannot speak any longer. This video is 90 minutes long. If you calculate that 4 times, that is quite a lot of time, a long time that I've been talking. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please subscribe, comment down below. I do reply to my comments. I love every single one. And also, yeah, like this video. Tell me that you like this sort of stuff. Also, go follow me on Instagram and all that kind of thing. We have a fun time over there. It's the same as it is on here at Journal with Dolly, and I've also got a personal account called the Dolly in a Hat, which is also loads of fun because you get to see a little bit more about my life and the people and the places that I speak about in these videos. So I hope you've enjoyed it. You take care, and thank you for watching. Bye.